Yup, we be doing this again. Now, I know ye probably be thinking, oh, but Fumble, we thought the last of these were the last of these. And I did too. But see, I made the mistake of failing to account for times of radical change. Like, say, warmonger and skeleton lord laying claim to a handful of islands and giving them a makeover. Not only that, but each island apparently be situated or some sort of ancient ruins. So now each of these islands be split into 2 separate rankings. Not bad for some of them old tiny and nondescript locales, eh? Now then, without further ado, let's take a look at old Bone Daddy's camps and see which ones be an improvement on the old, and which ain't quite so much. First up, we got Barnacle Key. Now, I previously held a sincere belief that this island had a distinctly cracked eggshell-esque appearance. Something what holds less true now, seeing as that egg is evidently hatched, and scuppered a chunk of the greenery while doing so. Tain't to knock against it, mind. I simply recall a time not so long ago when this place were a touch more lush is all. But then I suppose the Reaper's vibe has always been more about looking menacing than aesthetically pleasing. And at that, I'd say they've done a well enough job. Island still be a C tier, is what I would say, were it not for me getting an ancient skelly while giving the place the old once-over. S tier by default. Now, as for the temple below, the Temple of the Butterfly be an immediate smash hit for me. Something about the overgrown stone structures, mixed with them water features and the sky blue tinge provided by the star charts above, be giving the place a serene feeling I can't help but adore. Honestly, I could spend hours down here, eh? What's this now? Looks like a page out of an old ship's log. I'll be sure and keep an eye out for any more like it. Anywho, this temple be sharing the ranking of the surface. S tier. Now, on to the next island. Lagoon of Whispers. And here I were thinking we left such notions as eviction notices and landlords out in the wider world. Suppose not, eh? Well, nothing to be done for it now, I suppose. Something about the Lagoon of Whispers camp be feeling unfinished ain't exactly the most accurate word, but it'd be the one what comes to mind, sure enough. Scraped together, perhaps? Half abandoned? Messy? Perhaps it be the crumbly stone bits, or perhaps the numerous sections where they just got sick of building their walls and just slapped a fence there and called it a day. Credit where it be due, I don't be forgetting whereabouts the island is no more. Though I'd still say she be going down a notch to B tier. Now, down below. Another blue temple, much more so than the last. Suppose it be befitting, seeing as there be a clear merfolk connection here. Or am I supposed to believe all this coral be here naturally? Anywho, overall it ain't terrible, but Sunken Kingdom ain't exactly my favourite aesthetic. And the old ship's log page here ain't exactly the most informative. I give the Lagoon of Whispers temple a good solid C tier. Shiver Retreat Skeleton Camp feels like a castle. If the lead architects were shot and killed a few short months into construction, and everyone decided to leave it as is in some half-arsed attempt at a memorial. But that ain't to say it'd be bad. Quite the contrary, in fact. I'm seeing the vision here. This place has potential for certain, and no mistake. That alone be making it better than certain other camps on this list. And some skeleton forts too, for that matter. Loath as I am to do so for the wilds, I'll say this camp has earned itself an A. Though perhaps they ought to be doing a better job of feeding the prisoners. Some of them be seeming a little ripe. Ha! Grim. No, but seriously, these camps be new, and that uniform be current. That be a fresh corpse up there. You can see the insects picking away with their scraps of flesh still be clinging to them bones. That be someone who died recently and died afraid. Anywho, no more thinking about the implications of that. Temple time! You know, no fault to the ancients or whoever, but what in the hell do a place like this be doing anywhere but in the Devil's Roar? And this ain't just me having a go at it, neither. I'm being as genuine can be. Why, we got glowing orange crystal rocks, actively pouring lava flows, grim reminders of one's own mortality in the face of a harsh and uncaring environment. Steam, lots of steam. I will say, though, I can appreciate the look far more when I know I ain't got to worry about no geysers nor volcanoes. Hell, I'll give the temple an A too, why not? Wait, how the hell ain't this burnt to cinders yet? Picaroon palms be the camp what preserves the island itself, best of any I've seen so far. Now, granted, the camp itself be feeling a touch scattered as a result, but it ain't hardly a bad trade. After all, ain't all of these camps you can just sit down, relax, and enjoy nature by the campfire. Sweet Jesus. A tier, so long as they don't be stealing me skull. Oh, great. 'Cause heaven knows I ain't got enough sand in my crevices already. This fella knows what I be talking about. Jests aside, I don't quite be feeling this one. The whole green and yellow gradient be giving the place a sickly feeling I ain't too fond of. And I still somehow got sand in me mouth even with it covered up. Plach. Suppose I just be glad I don't need to do any digging to find the next segment of the old logbook. D tier. The Lookout Point Skeleton Camp be, without question, the best of the bunch. It strikes a perfect blend of the original island layout with the new emplacements, making use of the terrain in a way the rest just don't be doing quite so much. I could go on, aye, but the simple fact is, if you've seen it, I shan't need to. Suppose it just be fitting that my favourite camp has my favourite temple. As above, so below. This here temple serves as the best blend of the then and now. The whole place combines modern-day piracy with the architecture of old, in a way I wish were carried on through the rest. But then, suppose if it were, this one wouldn't be quite so special, now would it? I got myself the logbook page, and I made certain to pay a visit to the master of this here dungeon. Ha! I knew the feeling, matey. Oh, goddamn, natural one. Blind Man's Lagoon feels like the camp with the least to it. Just the few little segments what must be obligatory for one of these, and the tower itself. I mean, I get it, mateys. I wouldn't want to build nothing here neither. You're still getting a C for lack of effort. Now, I don't know much about them ancient folks, sides the treasure they left and the curses what protected. But I feel I don't need to know much in terms of specifics to know that this temple were likely of a borderline religious significance. Which I suppose all of them may have been, but this place feels the most like it, savvy? It don't take much imagination to picture the place as being the site of rituals untold, of ancient prayers uttered in tongues long forgotten, of sacrifices made in the darkness of the caves, where none could see but them and their gods. I mean, it's that or community bathhouse. Either way, I'll give it an 8 here. I wonder what our unnamed note-leaving companion thinks of the place. Oh. I see. Well, I know just what to be doing with this. Oi, Tasha! Pardon me intrusion, but I found something methinks ye might be wanting. Now, don't go telling no one I did this. Don't want rumours spreading that I be going soft, eh? Oh, and, for what it be worth, I'm glad ye ain't cursed no more, and, sorry I were such an arse about it. And with that dangling thread tucked away out of sight, we've reached the end of our tier lists. At least until a meteor shower wipes the wilds from the map and I have to restart the whole thing. But until then, wind in your sails, mateys, until we meet again.